Hi guys and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to see more. Coming up in today's episode, 3 quick stories from the world of Rugby League. Has an amateur club given Curtis Scott an RL Lifeline? And there will be a Mitchell involved in the All-Stars game for the NRL. NRL bad boy Curtis Scott could be set for a move back to Park Rugby League, according to the Daily Telegraph in Australia. They have revealed that Scott has held talks with the Camden Rams, a West Sydney side, in an attempt to fashion a possible move back into the NRL. The Rams hierarchy are said to have believed that Scott is determined to play for the club, if for very little money, in a bid to impress a possible NRL return. In a statement they said, "Verbally we're agreed with Curtis to play with us and we'd love to have him here," Rams club president Greg Copland said. "But we've just got to tick a few boxes still and hopefully we can work together towards signing off on his registration next week." Asked what the Rams were willing to pay Scott, Copeland said, "Hardly nothing. It's not about that for Curtis. He just wants to play for a strong club that can help him with his football career." Scott is hoping to rejuvenate himself and his career with the Parramatta Eels this season, but the NRL refused to let him play. Scott, who was getting ready to play golf with his partner when he was arrested, was taken to Southern Police Station just days before pre-season at his new club, the Parramatta Eels, and was set to continue following the Christmas break. The charges against the 24-year-old include 2 counts of intentionally trying to choke a person with recklessness, 2 counts of assault occasioning actual bodily harm, stalk, intimidate, intent, fear, physical, etc. harm, domestic, and 3 counts of common assault, DV, against a former childhood sweetheart, according to 9 News. On the field, Scott has had mixed results, but he was part of the Melbourne Grand Final winning side back in 2017, as well as being part of the Storm side that lost in the year after to the Sydney Roosters. Both the police and the NRL have known for years about the allegations of domestic violence, but Scott's former partner has not acted on them until now. Scott is already set to sue the police for a wrongful arrest following an incident back in 2020, whilst he was arrested for a nightclub brawl last year. But we begin with the Maori All-Stars versus the Indigenous All-Stars, with Shakai Mitchell thought his brother Latrell, his famous brother, was joking when he called him on Sunday evening to let him know he was a shock call-up for the Indigenous All-Stars. He said in a comment, "Latrell rang me up around 6 PM and said, 'Hey bruvs, I hear you're keen to play.' I said, 'Play what?' And he said, 'I think you're about to play in the All-Stars.' I was absolutely shocked. A little tear came to my eye. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I would get this call. I still feel like it's a dream." Now that means the 20,000 will turn up to the Combank Stadium on Saturday night for the Indigenous versus Maori All-Stars clash. We'll get a Mitchell in the game after all. Of the 2 brothers, Latrell was never going to wait, wrong picture. One sec. That's better. Latrell was never going to be featured as he was a 6-match ban for his high shot and Joey Manu late last season. Shakai, who is older than Latrell by 14 months and plays in the front row, answered the SOS call from Laurie Daly. Daly predicted over the weekend that he would be forced to scour the New South Wales Cup for his forward stock, if his forward stock was further depleted by COVID-19 or injury. And once Jack Bird pulled out of the squad for personal reasons, Daly phoned Latrell, then South Sydney coach Jason Demetriou, to tell him Shakai was needed despite having no NRL experiences. Daly told the Sydney Morning Herald the older Mitchell had popped up on his radar some weeks ago after Latrell reached out to him via text to tell him what an excellent pre-season he'd had at Souths and how he would not disappoint on a big Indigenous stage. Shakai Mitchell, who stripped off 25 kilograms this summer and weighs about 119 kilograms, not only wants to make his teammates, family and Indigenous culture proud this weekend, but he also wants to follow in Latrell's footsteps and play in the NRL. That's the dream. That's always been the dream, Shakai told the Herald. Latrell will tell me you the same thing, but Rugby League was the only thing that kept us out of trouble in Towrads. A lot of our family members have got into a lot of trouble, especially the boys in our group, but football was the one thing that saved us. Rugby League is massive in Towrads. Latrell and I always said to each other that football was our life. I spent some time out of the game, but I've come back not only a better player, but as a better person. It's good to hear this comeback story, as a lot more to go through with him as he battled depression all the way through. But we're on to the game. Did he make it into the starting 13 for the Indigenous side? Unfortunately he did not, but he has been named in the reserves for the game, as we see that Josh Addo-Carr is going to captain the Indigenous side for the first time, but the likes of Andrew Fafita, his family namesake David will be the ones that'll be pushing forward, but Albert Kelly comes off the bench with Josh Kerr. Nico Hines goes into the halves, and Braden Trindle is his partner. Amisu Tabawai Fidel will be on the opposite wing to Addo-Carr after a great season with the Penrith Panthers. The Maori side are strong as they have Jordan Rapana at fullback, Dylan Walker and Remy Smith at centres, and Chanel Harris Tavita and Cody Nikorima in the halfbacks. The Dolphins bound Kenny Bromwich is also in the second row, and he is partnered up with Britton Nikora. Jas Tavenga plays at 13. Kevin Proctor will come off the bench at some point for the Maori team, but as we look further down, Jaden Nikorima joins the reserves crew as his brother starts the game. Now for some quickfire stories, and we begin with Blake Ferguson, who has broken his silence for the first time after spending a month in a Japanese prison so far. The former Canberra Raider and Parramatta Eels winger was supposed to debut in Japan's Elite 1 Division 1, but it was arrested for possession of cocaine as well as punching a fellow restaurateur goer just days before he was expected to walk out for his new side, the NEC Green Rockets, and now is taken to social media to detail the emotional toil of being separated from his girlfriend and child. Ferguson posted, "Missed these two" whilst on a video link. The 31-year-old's agent is trying to get Ferguson released, with the possession charge in Japan landing some perpetrators with up to 5 years in prison. Ferguson's union team, the NEC Group Green Rockets Tokasu, issued a statement in regards to Ferguson's situation. The NEC Corporation would like to express its deepest apologies for the arrest of Blake Ferguson, our former contracted player of the NEC Green Rockets, Tokatsu, a rugby team operated by the NEC Corporation, which happened on the December the 30th, 2021, on suspicion of possessing illegal drugs, a serious violation of law. It must be said that the efforts to inform newly contracted players to the situation were insufficient, and were solely acknowledged that this situation has come to solemnly acknowledged that this situation has come to pass. We plan to take disciplinary action against the directors in charge of the sports business, promotion, and team executives after appropriate measures are implemented. West Tigers have also taken the step to confirm that Fanua Pole has re-signed with the club for another 2 years. Already contracted with the West Tigers for the upcoming campaign, Pole will join the club's top 30 NRL squad for the 2023 and 2024 seasons. A talented player originally from Victoria, Pole played SG ball with Balmain Tigers before featuring in the West Tigers Jersey flag squad. Pole has had the opportunity to train with the NRL team over the past couple of months and is eager to take his game to a new level. West Tigers CEO Justin Pascoe congratulated Pole on extending his contract with the club. On behalf of everyone at West Tigers, we're pleased to have secured Fanua for an additional 2 seasons, Pascoe said. His commitment to the future of West Tigers highlights the squad and future we are building at this great club. West Tigers Director of Rugby, Tim Sheens, has also chirped up with a comment as well. I'm really pleased with Fanua extending his playing future with West Tigers, Sheen said. He will add a lot to our forward pack over the coming years and add to the talented young squad we're building for the future of West Tigers. And finally, Wigan Warriors expect Bevan French to return to the country this week as the club gears up for their opening game away at OKR on Friday night. French will not play in the fixture, and head coach Matty Peet will not rush the fullback back into action when he does return. It's definitely too early to say, Pete said in his pre-season press conference. Ask me when I've had him a week. Not that we're expecting any shocks as we've worked closely with him, but he had a couple of weeks where he hadn't done a lot. So we'll put him through the checks and give him a better update after that. Bevan French has had a 2021 to forget after his 2021 campaign was ruined due to a serious hamstring injury that required surgery. He also needed time, and he spent the time away from Wigan and returned home. But with COVID and the travel restrictions, so on and so forth, Bevan French did not return to Wigan and hasn't done yet. He's expected back this week though. But 2022 has been a sad one as well for French, as his mother passed away mid-January and was given time away again for bereavement. Our condolences go out to the French family, friends, and everyone that knew Mrs. French. Hopefully he'll come back in a frame of mind to put his actions on the pitch and put 2021 behind him. And who knows, it might be a trophy laden season. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and also share this video worldwide, as well as clicking that notification bell for any future videos that may be coming your way. Tell me in the comments what your thoughts are on today's stories. Bevan French, will he be the same as what he was before he went away? The absolute rocket ship of a fleet-footed player, scoring all those tries? Blake Ferguson still in prison. Japan have some serious laws when it comes to drugs use and trafficking and possession, so on and so forth. Alleged that Blake Ferguson was in that sort of criminal activity. It's all alleged. But the club that fired him have apologised to Blake Ferguson for it. That's weird as well. Another Mitchell in possibly the NRL with the Roosters. Possibly too much, but he's involved in the Indigenous Stars. So on and so forth. Anyway, tell me in the comments what your thoughts are. Any differing opinions? I love them. I do. Anyone who responds to those comments, please keep it civil. Okay? Anyway, please stay safe. I'll say all the best to you. Share the video. And I'll see you in the next one.